Just a few years ago, Choo Youngwoo looked like he was destined to become the next big thing, with his show-stopping performances in hits like The Trauma Code, Heroes on Call, and Head Over Heels, making him the kind of rising star that fans couldn't stop gushing over. Unfortunately, a string of controversies repeatedly cast shadows over what should have been his golden moment, showing that even the brightest stars can fall quickly. Youngwoo has been working in the entertainment industry since 2021, initially picking up smaller roles here and there while waiting for that one project that would finally put him on everyone's radar. That life-changing moment came when he was picked to play not just one, but two completely different characters in the historical drama The Tale of Lady Auk, a casting decision that put him on the map as a new and versatile actor. Playing two different characters was intense due to the sheer physical and mental preparation required, as Youngwoo spent months transforming his body and skills to convincingly portray two men who basically were each other's opposites, while he was mastering horseback riding, archery, and martial arts to embody the warrior side of Yoon. He was simultaneously diving headfirst into traditional Korean singing and dance lessons to bring Seung-hui to life. When the drama finally aired, it became an absolute sensation, and it was clear that all those exhausting months of preparation had paid off. Almost overnight, Youngwoo turned from just another face in the crowd to someone critics and fans were taking very seriously. But if The Tale of Lady Auk was the project that put him in the spotlight, then The Trauma Code, Heroes on Call, was the drama that officially launched him into full-blown stardom, proving that his previous success wasn't just a lucky break. His role as the dedicated and emotionally complex medical professional showcased a completely different side of his acting range, and audiences around the world couldn't get enough of it. The numbers didn't lie either, as the drama became a massive global phenomenon, climbing all the way to number 2 on Netflix's worldwide TV show chart, even managing to surpass Squid Game Season 2 in viewership. Then this year, his role in Head Over Heels only further proved that he quickly became one of Korea's most charismatic leading men. As Youngwoo became a bigger star to the point his name became impossible to ignore, fans and netizens alike began doing what they do best, digging deep into his past to uncover every possible detail about his life. What they quickly discovered was that this seemingly self-made success story had actually been blessed with advantages from day one, starting with an insanely famous family tree. It turns out that while most actors spend years struggling to even get noticed, Youngwoo had been born with a golden ticket thanks to his parents, Choo Sung-il and Kang Sung-jin, who were both legendary models back in the 1990s when the industry was at its most glamorous. With genetics like that and industry connections practically embedded in his DNA, it became crystal clear that Youngwoo hadn't just stumbled into the entertainment world by accident. This became even more obvious when fans realized his path to acting wasn't even his first choice, as JYP Entertainment had actually scouted him during high school for an idol debut, basically handing him what millions of trainees can only dream of on a silver platter. Ultimately, Youngwoo turned down the opportunity to become an idol and instead followed his passion for acting, enrolling at the prestigious Korea National University of Arts in 2018 to prove that he could make it on his own terms. And he did end up making it big time, but it seems that he totally forgot where his career started, because the first scandal he found himself in after getting famous had everything to do with his very first drama. For those who don't know, Youngwoo first stepped into the limelight through You Make Me Dance, a BL drama that premiered in 2021 and gave him the visibility that eventually led to all his bigger opportunities down the line. His portrayal of Song Shion was a breakout performance that earned him a dedicated fan base, particularly among international viewers and queer supporters who vouched for him since the very beginning of his career, when nobody else knew his name. But during his acceptance speech at the 2023 KBS Drama Awards, where he won Rookie of the Year, fans noticed something deeply troubling about how he chose to acknowledge his journey to success. While he made sure to mention his various past projects and thank the people who had supported him along the way, he left out any reference to You Make Me Dance. What made this gesture even more hurtful was the discovery that he had also quietly deleted Instagram photos related to the project, as if he was trying to erase any trace of the genre that helped him build his career. For the BL community and the fans who had been rooting for him since day one, this felt like a deliberate slap in the face, especially coming from someone who owed his entire trajectory to a project he now seemed embarrassed to acknowledge, leaving many to wonder if his success had made him too good to remember the people and projects that had believed in him first. Ultimately, Youngwoo left his BL past behind him, and by 2025, he had secured his place as Korea's newest golden boy through different dramas. Due to his increasing fame, the internet decided to do an even deeper dive into his personal life, unfortunately uncovering some more sinister truths. What started as innocent fan curiosity about his social media activity turned into a full-blown scandal that would make even the most experienced PR teams break out in cold sweat. In February 2025, netizens began going through Youngwoo's following list on Instagram, and what they discovered was so far removed from his clean, wholesome image that fans genuinely couldn't believe their eyes. The first major red flag was that he was following rapper Jung Sang-soo, a controversial figure that any idol should avoid being associated with. This rapper isn't just any problematic celebrity, he has a documented history of drunk driving incidents, physical altercations, and openly misogynistic behavior. Not to mention, he has openly advocated for the far-right activist group New Men's Solidarity, an anti-feminist organization that is deeply looked down upon by most people. But the Jung Sang-soo situation was just the tip of the iceberg, as fans soon discovered that Youngwoo was also following gaming streamer Kubin, who was notorious for posting provocative content that left absolutely nothing to the imagination, along with several other broadcast jockeys from platforms like Africa TV, who were infamous for their explicit, over-the-top material that would make anyone question what kind of content their supposed innocent actor was consuming in his free time. The moment the controversy exploded across social media, Youngwoo immediately went into full damage control mode, silently unfollowing account after account in a desperate attempt to scrub away the evidence, but the internet had already taken screenshots, and fans weren't about to let him forget what they'd seen. What made the whole situation even more disturbing was that this wasn't a one-time occurrence, but rather a pattern of behavior that stretched all the way back to the beginning of his career, earning him the brutal label of a repeat offender among frustrated netizens. On February 7th, 2025, a fan came forward with receipts that completely destroyed any chance Youngwoo had of claiming this was all just an innocent mistake, posting a screenshot of a message they had sent him back in August 2021 when he was still working small roles in dramas like School 2021 and Police University. The fan's message revealed that even back then, they had caught him red-handed following questionable streamers. This person shared that they felt compelled to send him a lengthy warning about how his social media activity could ruin his career. Funnily enough, Youngwoo actually responded to that 2021 message with a polite thank you and then proceeded to unfollow around 30 problematic accounts in what seemed like a genuine attempt to clean up his act. However, despite being called out, warned, and even thanking someone for helping him dodge a bullet, Youngwoo returned to following the same type of creators. After his 2025 scandal blew up all over the internet, comment sections that were once filled with heart eye emojis quickly transformed into oceans of backlash, with former supporters disappointedly calling him just another gross guy. Some fans went as far as to say they couldn't even rewatch his dramas anymore without feeling disgusted, while others claimed they were unfollowing him and removing his photos from their phone galleries in what felt like a complete erasure of their previous devotion. As the controversy was only getting more out of hand, Youngwoo finally realized that staying silent was only making him look more guilty, forcing him to break his silence with what many would later describe as one of the most tone-deaf apologies in recent history. His official statement tried to brush off the entire scandal as a harmless misunderstanding, claiming that his follows weren't intentional and that he simply enjoyed watching short-form content like reels and shorts, as if accidentally stumbling across multiple problematic accounts was somehow a believable explanation. While he did acknowledge that he had made people uncomfortable and promised to be more mindful moving forward, his response felt frustratingly shallow to fans who had expected genuine accountability, especially when he tried to frame the whole situation as a learning experience about how his rising fame meant his personal choices could be misinterpreted by the public. Just when fans thought the social media controversy was behind him, Youngwoo managed to land himself in even hotter water with what would become his most damaging scandal yet. And this time, it wasn't something he could hope people would forget about. On September 4th, photographers captured him using his phone at a high-profile Tom Ford event. And while he was probably checking his messages, netizens noticed his phone case design was pretty odd. The case included an illustration of a young schoolgirl character dressed in what could only be described as highly inappropriate attire, as she was wearing revealing clothing, and was positioned in front of a store with a sign that read "Adult Goods," making the imagery even more problematic than anyone could have imagined. What made things exponentially worse was the inclusion of the words "Love Mercy" on the design, which netizens quickly discovered is the name of a well-known adult store located in Tokyo's Akihabara district, suggesting that this wasn't just some random anime-style artwork, but something far more deliberate and concerning. The controversy exploded when netizens dug deeper into the artist behind the design, discovering that despite having only around 500 followers, this person was actively promoting and selling similar phone cases through Instagram, with their entire portfolio consisting of schoolgirl characters in suggestive poses and revealing outfits that raised serious questions about the type of content Youngwoo was choosing to support and display publicly. Fans were absolutely livid, and reactions ranged from complete shock and disgust to demanding he stop appearing on television altogether. Many expressed that they couldn't understand how he still managed to maintain a fan base despite repeatedly finding himself at the center of inappropriate controversies. Others even started questioning the judgment of supporters who continued to defend him despite the evidence of his questionable behavior. This latest scandal caused fans to completely re-examine moments from his past that had previously been brushed off as harmless, suddenly viewing them through a much darker and more disturbing lens. Take, for example, his widely discussed reaction at the 2025 Blue Dragon Series Awards, where cameras captured his extremely exaggerated response to actress Jang Do-yeon's low-cut dress, with his eyes practically bulging out of his head in a moment that had initially gone viral for comedic reasons. At the time, the clip had split audiences right down the middle, with some fans laughing it off as lighthearted and genuine surprise, while others felt uncomfortable about his reaction. But now, in light of his recent scandals, that moment takes on a whole other, far more troubling meaning. This incident that had once seemed like a slightly inappropriate but innocent reaction now felt like part of a much larger pattern of behavior that painted a picture of someone whose respect for women seemed questionable at best. Although Youngwoo wasn't that affected by his Instagram scandal, this recent controversy has crossed a line that even his most forgiving fans can't ignore. Only time will tell what will happen with his career, but it's safe to say it isn't looking good. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.